Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. July 20, 2019, the Boeing Takes a Charge edition. First up, Donald Trump wants to block the contract between Amazon Web Services and the Pentagon. He has instructed the administration to take a look at the contract to see, because of, quote, tremendous complaints, end quote, that he has heard about the process. He said that the companies who are no longer in the running have complained about the process, even though it has been blessed by both the Pentagon and a U.S. federal judge. So Donald Trump is now inserting himself into hiring decisions for third-party contracts by the United States government. Obviously, if you give him a big political donation, you're going to get on the list. And if you don't, well, you're in the position of Amazon. Next up, the U.S. government has charged 2 pharmaceutical executives and 2 pharmacists with conspiracy to distribute and control substances. They were from the former pharmaceutical distributor Miami Lucan, and they include Anthony Rattini, the former president, and most interestingly, James Barkley, the former compliance officer of the company, who is charged along with pharmacists who distributed the opioid products. In one instance, Miami Lucan distributed 3.7 million hydrocodone pills to a single pharmacy in Kermit, West Virginia. This was a town with a population of about 400 people. And over a 3-year period, that works out to 9,250 hydrocodone pills for every resident in the town. The company's profits were over $173 million from 2008 to 2015. So when a CCO is charged, it obviously gets everyone's attention. But if they are involved in the illegal activity, they are going to be charged just like everyone else. So next up, the former Goldman Sachs banker Roger Ng is in plea talks to avoid a trial in the U.S. on whether or not he violated the FCPA and conspired to launder money regarding Malaysia's state investment fund, 1MDB. At a hearing Thursday in federal court, prosecutors told the the court, that talks have slowed due to the tremendous amount of evidence. Over 6,400,000 documents have been prepared. The government also cited their concern with the sensitive material that Ng would be able to see, and that his alleged conspirator Jay Lowe is still at large. Of course, Tim Leissner, the Goldman banker, who led the effort by Goldman in this fraud, has already pled guilty. So if Mr. Ng pleads guilty, it's going to be interesting to see what that impact is for Goldman Sachs. And then finally, our final story, which is also our lead story, Boeing really takes this one in the financial chops as they take a $7.3 billion charge against earnings for their 737 MAX scandal. It just goes to show that lack of compliance, siloed, and bad corporate tone at the top can be very costly going forward. Proud to announce that my latest podcast on the Compliance Podcast Network, Creativity and Compliance, went live today. In this with co-host Ronnie Feldman, well known for his learning and entertainment website. He and I are going to take a look at creativity, compliance, and all of those intersections and how you can use that in your compliance program going forward. It's going to be a fascinating podcast. Ryan's a great guy. If you've been at any compliance conferences, I'm sure you've met up with him, and I'm really looking forward to see where we can take it. Finally, on Monday, July 22nd, please join me with Affiliated Monitors as we host a cocktail event around the new FCPA guidance. If you want to attend, you can email me. It's at no charge. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio.